It's the behind the shade show.
Those who are looking for self-love, who have a one, it's because their self-love starts not only at a one, but after they've poured into everyone else's cup.
Correct.
And then that would lead to possibly people pleasing and them
Hmm.
taking on things that are not only taking their time, energy, and resources, but in a lot of ways are contributing to their sickness.
Hmm. And I usually ask these people, when you are feeling tired, when you are feeling wore out, and someone asks something of you, are you willing to give away your health to do that? A lot of these people that I work with, their children are grown and take advantage. Their siblings are grown and take advantage. Maybe it's a coworker, maybe it's a spouse. And I don't advocate, I am not a person who advocates shutting anyone out of your life. I don't believe that's an answer. I don't believe that is healing. I don't believe that that is a good remedy. I believe that those people are just as hurt and in many ways broken as myself. And so when I work with someone, I always encourage them to understand that you are a broken person working with a broken person. And it's important to realize that they're starting at a place as well, but you do have to set boundaries. You truly have to set boundaries because what you're doing is you are trading off your health to help someone else. And in some cases, maybe you have a sibling who just always gets into trouble, always finds a way to get into trouble, and then they come to you to bail them out. And you wear yourself out trying to bail them out. Well, they've learned I have a problem. I go to my sister, she's going to fix it. Life's good. There's no accountability, no responsibility. It's just, I made the mess. This person's going to fix it. And this person wears themselves out fixing it. When in fact, the true help would be to say, I'm here to love you and support you, but you made the mess. You must fix it and learn the lessons from it. And I'm here to help you. I will listen to you. I will be there for you. I will support you, but I'm no longer fixing. And it's really hard for many people to step out of the fixer role and become the supporter role.
I love that. It's hard for people to come out of fixer role and be in the supporter role. What do you then think are maybe some of the obstacles that people face when they want to stop fixing everything from everyone else and focus on fixing themselves first?
Well, a lot of times people are very hypervigilant. We live in a fast-paced world. We are constantly, our phones are going off, our computers are, just we have electronics going. People sometimes have TVs running in the background. There's always something, and it keeps our nervous system in a state of hypervigilance. So if you are somebody who grew up in a home where hypervigilance was important so that you could tell if mom or dad was just not okay, or maybe grandma or grandpa, or whatever it may be, if you grew up in a home where hypervigilance was important for your survival, you became very attuned to that. And then as we get older, we still are very hyper vigilant and we're constantly paying attention to everyone around us. And a lot of times we pick up on the slightest disturbance in our area, maybe at work, maybe at home, maybe, with a coworker or best friend in our church groups. The minute they come in a room, we just pick it up instantly. Oh, so and so isn't doing good today. So and so's not okay today. Well, we keep focusing on them not being okay. And we want to fix that, not realizing that we think we're being helpful. We're caretakers, right? But what we don't realize is by fixing that, we make them not feel that way anymore. They feel better. We don't feel that disruptance, so we feel better. Not realizing sometimes that fixer role is self-serving. And that's really hard for some people to hear because a lot of times they've never even realized that. I know for myself, the first time I heard that, I'm like, Are you kidding? I don't think so. Y'all need to be quiet. And then as I got to really learning, I was like, oh my gosh, that is so true. My hypervigilance makes me aware of very subtle changes. Therefore, I want to fix the problem so the problem goes away so I don't feel the problem. So that's one of the reasons that people struggle. Um, Also, some some people grow up in an environment where love is not unconditional. It's conditional on many things, and they are conditioned to do for others to receive love. So there's like so many factors, and that tends to work really bad for women because maybe dad wasn't the most emotional person. That doesn't mean he didn't love you. He just couldn't show you. Maybe because he wasn't taught how to show love. And so women tend to grow up trying to find that love, and they end up with a mate that is not optimal for them, that doesn't meet their needs. And so again, they stay in that role trying to be that fixer because that's what they're used to. So sometimes it's having to relearn and reset a whole mindset and get out of that fixing mindset and more into a observing mindset. And it's so easy to sit here and say, but when you put it into action, it is not an overnight gig. It takes a long time and it takes a lot of consistency and the willingness to want to change that.
I will absolutely agree. I was like that in my younger years where I would put everyone above myself, and there's times where I struggled with it. And Angel, I look at myself like, Train, why did you agree to do this? It's causing you stress. You feel warm in your chest. You're annoyed by it.